So dbrand's Project KILLSWITCH has been out for a little while now, and it is something that caused a lot of controversy because right before they started shipping these out, they ended up recalling it because they found out that the magnetic clip on the back was causing issues with certain Steam Decks. So particularly the ones that had the Delta fan, which unfortunately my personal Steam Deck does have, not this one. This one right here is my wife's. It has the weighing fan. And so because of that, now if you purchased it and you've got it sent, you ended up having one of two options. You could either keep this and it's basically a collector's item, or you could send it back and get a full refund. Of course, if you keep it, they're also going to be sending a brand new unit, which they're going to be sending the beginning of 2023, which is going to use an interlocking face instead of this magnetic part. So we're going to talk about all that and more in this video. And primarily the point of this video is my review, thoughts, and whether or not the Project KILLSWITCH is worth it. I think at this point, again, this video is a little bit late because a lot of people have already covered it, but I kind of want to give my own thoughts. So before we dive into this video, if you enjoy the content I put out from the podcast, Decked Up, a Steam Deck podcast, reviews, impressions, and so much more, then make sure you like the video, sub to the channel if you haven't already, and ding the notification bell. That way you stay up to date on all the content I bring out. And yeah, follow me on social media. All that being said, let's go ahead and talk about this, the Project KILLSWITCH. So off the top, the one thing about the Project KILLSWITCH I really like is the fact that this thing is sturdy. Now, as you guys know, I have a toddler, so, toddlers can be very, very destructive. I love my little girl, but she's very prone to destroying things. Now, the thing with the Project KILLSWITCH is not only is it durable and it's very much form-fitting, but you also have this top here, which comes off and protects the front and top, and to an extent the bottom of your Steam Deck. So when you put it on, basically it's going to be covering everything. As you can see, the bottom's covered, so you don't have to worry about your micro SD slot being available to be damaged, or your headphone input or anything like that. The only thing that's going to be available that is not covered is going to be the USB-C slot here. But beyond that, I love the feel of it. It's very grippy, the texture, it feels premium. I've compared this many times to the JSOX case, which is also a really great case. I really do love it. It's a very good case. Unfortunately, I do say that case does feel a little bit cheap, especially when you compare it to something like this from dbrand. I mean, generally anything from dbrand is going to be premium quality anyway. I mean, you're paying you're paying a very high premium, so they might as well make it feel premium itself. The only other device I can say, or case that is of a higher quality than the JSOX, but a lower quality than the KILLSWITCH, is probably going to be the Spigen case, and that one's pretty durable, but at the same time it's not as premium feeling as the Project KILLSWITCH. Now beyond that, basically when you get the kit, you get the option of selecting your colors, and in this case these are the colors that I selected for my wife, which this right here is a pink, and this pink is not bad. I mean, it feels good, feels very premium, doesn't feel cheap or like it's going to peel off or anything. The process is of applying this is a little involved, but if you want to see how to apply it, then go check out Leila Serfina's channel. She does a whole coverage of how she did the installation for this. It also comes with two sets of thumbstick caps, both the portal design as well as just traditional black, so that comes with that. And it doesn't affect your gyro, because most of the times with gyro it's going to be activated when your thumb touches the right analog stick, so no real issue with usage with the caps that it comes with. Now when it comes to the touchpad, when you put on the skin for the touchpad, it still works perfectly fine. I don't feel any latency or difference between how it is with and without it, so it feels the same just generally. And when you look at the case is pretty much cut out specifically for the skin that comes with the kit. So I mean, you can get other skins, but this is particularly going to be for this. Now, the one thing I will say about this case in comparison to like the JSOX case and other third-party cases you can get off of Amazon is when this is on, this is on. This is not in any way feel like it's ever going to slip off or come off. I mean, even if you drop it, it's not going to come off or anything like that. So you don't have to worry about that. It is on and it is solid. Like there's nothing about this that feels cheap. It's, you know, I guess you could say like military grade in a way, but it's very, very strong, durable plastic and rubber. And I like it. You know, everything is very well protected on this. Now, again, I guess if you want to say cheapest feeling thing is probably going to be the front case here. But even with that, I mean, that's not really cheap feeling, because once you prop this on, which can be a little difficult at times to get on, but once you put it on, you know, it doesn't feel cheap anymore, because if it drops face down, you don't have to worry about that, because this is also pretty premium overall as a protective case. Now, the thing that is, if I had to say the most cheap feeling, is going to be the magnetic kickstand. This thing easily falls off. It's a little annoying to me, to be honest, because you would think it would have, you know, a more solid feeling. It feels flimsy. Like, that's one thing I will say about the kickstand that I don't particularly care about, is how flimsy it feels. You know, it easily falls off. It can be knocked off without a whole lot of effort. And, you know, I don't know. I'm a little disappointed with how this thing feels overall. You know, I think it could have been a lot better than what it is. What is interesting is like the way this is, if you press it in, it sticks in, but it pops out. So the kickstand does have like a locking mechanism for it, but beyond that, it isn't the greatest thing overall. Now, I'll go ahead and say this so we can talk about the downsides of this case. And I'm not going to say the price, because I mean, you kind of knew what you're getting into when you're looking at picking one of these up. So if you bought it, hey, it is what it is. But when it comes to downsides, we'll say that how it affects the fan. So on my Steam Deck personally, I've got the Delta fan. I didn't really know that I had the Delta fan until I started extensively using the Project KILLSWITCH. And I noticed that my unit would start heating up a little bit because the fans would slow down. I know some people have said the fans speed up for them, but for me, the fans start to slow down. And so what would happen is I'd be in the middle of a game, like this is during the time when I was reviewing the Dealfield Chronicles, and I was reviewing that, and I believe the other games called it Sterigos, and also Solstice. So I'd be in the middle of playing, and then the frame rate would just start going to absolute crap, right? So I'd go from, 60 frames per second down to, 20 and 15 frames per second, and then it started looking like just literally a slideshow. And then it would just freeze and go to a black screen, and then it'll go back to the Steam booting screen, where it initializes, and then it does the startup animation, and then goes to your home screen. So that constantly happened for me when I was using the KILLSWITCH, and I could tell something was off, because if you don't know, the Delta fans have a magnetic piece in them, which is what this magnetic kickstand affects. And so because of that, it's, if you put it to your ear audibly, I don't really have a way to capture that sound, just because it's very noisy in the condo that I'm in. I've got fans going, got my kids, I've got my pets, and traffic outside, so I have no way of capturing that, or isolating that sound so you can hear it. But I was able to put that on, and even just being on like the home screen, if I put it to my ear, it would start having a loud like whine coil pitch. Like, it was really noticeable. But the minute I would remove the magnet kickstand, it would stop. But the minute I put it back on, I start hearing that sound, and it would start getting excessively hot too. So As much as I love this, I'm gonna have to wait for the replacement to really be able to utilize it, because in this case, this has honestly been my absolute favorite Steam Deck case that I've used thus far. And really, it's because I can protect this thing from my daughter. Like, if I do accidentally leave this out somewhere, there's no way she can get into it, and no way really she can damage it unless she like spills water on like the back ventilation or on the USB-C port. But beyond that, it's a very solid device. Now, I did give this to my wife. Her Steam Deck is one of the later units that came out. I believe this is a Q2 one that came in like towards the end of Q2, almost at the beginning of Q3. And this has the weighing fan. So when I put it up to my ear, there's no sound whatsoever. I've done extensive gameplay. Like, I've tried God of War, I've tried Final Fantasy VII Remake, I've tried Final Fantasy 14, Final Fantasy 15, and I've also tried Doom and Doom Eternal, as well as Cyberpunk 2077. And fortunately enough, nothing affected it. There's no high-pitched whine coil. It never got hot. Nothing in it started to be affected. So I was able to effectively use this on her Steam Deck and just let her have the whole kit. Literally, the whole kit has gone to my wife. So yeah, for that purpose, if you've got one of the newer Steam Decks that has the fan, and really the main way you'll know is if you hear it or not, but pretty much mid to late Q2 and onwards are using the weighing fan. So you don't have to worry about, issues. But, it's always best just to wait till you get like the upgraded one, like when they put that back on sale. But beyond that, I like it. It works. I'm a little sad that I can't fully use it anymore, but she gets to benefit from it because she gets the whole kit, and then I get my kit for the newer upgrade model come, next year. Now, I will say with this, what's cool about this is the front cover is actually pretty universal. So as you guys see, this is her Steam Deck. And what I'm able to do is take mine, which has a JSOX case on it, and I can just literally put it on top, and it effectively still works, right? Fits over it. There's no finagling it. And also, you can actually put it on too if your Steam Deck is without a case, but it will have a little wiggle, going from there, but it won't come off whatsoever. But all that being said, I think the Kill Switch, who should get it? I think that's really up to you, but I do feel like if you've invested in the Steam Deck itself, more specifically, I'm going to speak to those who are in areas where it can get easily damaged, or if you're traveling, or if you're a parent and you have, you got children or you've got pets. I personally think the Project Kill Switch is something that's worth picking up just to protect essentially your investment. I mean, I've paid over $600 for both of these both times, so $1,300 investment. I want to protect them, and I'm glad I've got effectively one, and then I've got one coming later. So for me, having pets, having kids, especially a destructive toddler, this is something that is effectively good for me. But for you, your cases may vary. But that's my thoughts on the Project Kill Switch. I'm satisfied with it. I'm just sad I can't use it on mine, but my wife gets the benefit from it. What do you guys think? Do you have the Project Kill Switch? Did you pick one up? Are you waiting for the second variation? Or did you find out like me that you have the Delta fan and you can't effectively use it, and you either waiting or you got your money back? Whatever your thoughts are, let's go ahead and get the conversation going in the comment section down below. And if you haven't already, make sure you sub to the channel if you enjoy the content I put out, like the video, share it around with someone you think would enjoy it, and stay tuned for more content. I got more Steam Deck coverage that'll be coming out very, very soon, and I'll see you on the next one. Stay safe, be blessed, have aloha, and I'll see you around. Peace.